Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got Sultai Emerge versus Temur Emerge. Sultai is coming back pretty strong here. You know, a little early heat from Temur, and some heavyweight action from Sultai now. Sacrificing Haunted Dead to fire off an Elderdeep Fiend, tapping down all of Temur's land and his 3/2 creature. The one that, can pretty much give him a free card if it gets through. All during his upkeep. And Temur doesn't respond. He must not have had anything to play or anything worth playing. And that's the thing about Elderdeep Fiend is, thanks to it having flash, sometimes when you fire that thing off, if you can wait until their upkeep, you basically deny them a turn. Now, that's something about Noose Constrictor, though, is you can still attack in here provided your hand size is large enough, because they can't guarantee that you won't discard a bunch of cards to buff up your Noose Constrictor and kill off the big scary creature. But in this situation, discarding Fiery Temper busts up the Noose Constrictor to a 3/3 and deals damage to the face. So effectively, he just got through for 6 for free, even though there was a big scary blocker that could have gotten in the way. But, the threat of the Noose Constrictor just being able to kill it straight out kept it from getting in the way. But something I was thinking about, since Noose Constrictor has been printed, and it's basically a functional reprint of Wild Mongrel, which, that was one of the first blocks of Standard that I ever played through. And I experienced firsthand the power of Blue-Green Mongrel and Green-Red Mongrel. And it was not fun. It was very not fun. But, I never bothered to play Mongrel, so I'm sure that if I had been playing Mongrel, it would have been lots of fun. But back to the topic at hand, Noose Constrictor. Since it's a functional reprint of Mongrel, I thought, would it be possible to create, basically a blue-green Mongrel deck for current Standard? And would it be any good? Okay, attacking all out from Sultai. That'll be 6 damage, and Temur can't do anything about it. He's completely tapped out. All of his creatures are tapped down. But back to the Mongrel deck idea. I was looking at it, and I went through all the cards in Standard right now in blue and green with Madness costs, with Deliriums, and, I came up with a pretty solid deck list, but at the same time, all I could think was, it may be solid, but is it solid enough to make a difference against the king of Standard right now, Bant Aggro? And honestly, I can't say that it would. I mean, it's a solid deck. The problem is that Bant Aggro is the most solid deck in Standard. It is very hard to compete with Bant Aggro for, smooth mana curves and synergy. So I was thinking, what about in the next rotation? I mean, it is, months away from now, but, Bant Aggro is going to lose some really, really powerful cards in the next rotation, like Collected Company and Tremoka's Command. Basically anything from Khan's block. And I was thinking, maybe then the new blue-green Mongrel might actually work. But, until that point, or until somebody decides to build the deck themselves, and try and get into Standard, it's just theory crafting. But sorry to get completely off topic there, but let's get back to the game. Both are at 9 now. Sultai sacrificed an Elder Deep Fiend to play another Elder Deep Fiend, which basically locked down Temur for another turn. But since they're both at 9, Sultai can't really afford to attack in here. He might get through for 6, but he's going to get killed on the return swing. So he's got to play defensively here. Now, Temur, interestingly enough, can possibly pull a win in this turn quite easily if he has the right cards in his hand. If he has another Fiery Temper in his hand, he can discard it to either Noose Constrictor or Ravenous Bloodseeker after blockers are declared. Oh, he is going all in. So either he has something in hand to play or he's bluffing. Either way, Sultai has to think of it as if he isn't bluffing. Because he cannot take the risk that he's going to get through for just enough that, okay, I'll hardcast a Fiery Temper and you're dead. Okay, so he's going pre-blockers, discarding to the Ravenous Bloodseeker, sorry, not Baloth. Getting rid of a Fiery Temper, hitting the Fiend, so that 3 damage is on it, so that 3 more damage will kill it, meaning that if he blocks the Bloodseeker or the Occultist, that Eldrazi Octopus is going to die. And then he's still got more cards in his hand that he can discard to make, say, the Noose Constrictor a 3/3. So pretty much anything that he chooses to block with the Eldrazi is going to die. Or, going to kill the Eldrazi. Okay, Sultai is responding here before this becomes a 3/1. Bringing back Haunted Dead. Okay, that'll get him another Spirit token. Activate Prized Amalgam. So, should he survive, he'll get a Prized Amalgam at the end of turn. And now he does have 3 blockers versus 3 attackers. But Temur still has 5 mana open and 2 cards in his hand. And that's the interesting thing about this particular matchup is it's almost a mirror match because they have so many colors in common and their strategies are incredibly similar. Ooh, discarding Avacyn's Judgment to the Noose Constrictor. Its madness cost is an X cost, so he can pump 4 mana into the X right here. But like I was saying, the matchup is so similar. It's just that slight difference, black mana versus red mana, that changes the way these decks work. Okay, he's slapping the octopus with that Avacyn's Judgment, so that will kill it before blockers can be declared. Oh, and the spirit token. Excuse me. Sorry, I thought it was a one target deal. As you choose among those creatures. Okay, yeah. So now it's 1 blocker, 2, 3 attackers. So either way, he's taking 6 damage. So he's blocking the Bloodseeker because he can kill it. It minimizes the board state. I don't know that it's going to make a difference, but who knows? 1 less creature to be coming your way. But back to the Emerge mirror talk. The red mana for Temur gives him more of an early aggression and, well, more of an overall aggressive deck than the Sultai side. But Sultai has, I would argue, more muscle throughout the game, or well, more like mid-game and late game than the Temur side. So it's really an interesting matchup because Temur could easily win a game just by getting out in front very quickly and staying out in front. But if he falters along the way, Sultai could easily catch up to his momentum and start dropping creatures that he has to use 2 or maybe even 3 cards to deal with. Like, the Elder Deep Fiend, A 5/6 creature is really hard to deal with burn. Okay, sacrificing the Haunted Dead to play Decimator of Provinces. The Eldrazi Craterhoof Behemoth. And wow, like I said, that was that was just exactly the turn that he needed. He needed that card, he needed the Haunted Dead to be able to sacrifice to be able to play it, and Tamer couldn't respond. He had nothing. No mana, no creatures open. It's a very, very tight match between these two decks because they're so similar. Well, this video is almost 12 minutes long, and I'm sorry I went off on that whole tangent of the Wild Mongrel in the middle of the game, but, it's just something I was thinking about. Maybe you guys weren't thinking about it. Maybe you thought of it yourself. But, that was a tight, tight match. You know, it could have gone either way with a single play from either side. So that was a hell of a match. Good show from both sides, and I'm going to end the video here. That was Sultai Emerge versus Temur Emerge. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.